Pretty upset. Pretty upset. We were winning that game for 2/3 of it, and then and we lost. And then we just lost. We were beating the Vikings, our rival. Caleb looked good. First half, we looked good. First drive, Caleb looked amazing. We scored on our first drive. I thought this was going to be the norm. The game was going to get rolling. I was wrong. We did fuck all in the second half, and we started off the fourth quarter by getting -1 yards throughout most of it until it was too late. So that's pretty cool. I mean, it was kind of a combination of things that caused us to lose. Santos missed a field goal. We were down by 3. We lost by 3. That one was probably the most important one. Santos is super inconsistent and is one of the worst kickers in the league that did not get fired last year. Probably the worst that did not get fired last year. I think this is probably, and we just extended him if I'm correct, so that's awesome. We extended somebody that can't hit deep field goals in the year 2025 because we are in the past. I don't know. The O-line was good other than the penalties. Our O-line was pretty good. Caleb had plenty of time to throw most of the game. It looked like a big improvement. Braxton Jones didn't look too bad. He did give up a few pressures, but I mean, Braxton Jones is the weakest part of our O-line. Yeah, we missed a field goal. We had lack of offense after the first, so that was terrible. I don't know what the fuck happened. Swift played about as well as I thought he could. I mean, in the first half he was much better, but it's like people are like, "Oh my god, the Andre Swift dude? What is he doing?" I don't know, about as good as he usually does. He's pretty mid. He's been mid his whole career. And we waited to draft a running back in a stacked running back class till like, what was it, like the 7th round? We got Kyle Monagai, yeah. Which I like Monagai, but I don't know. I don't know when we're going to be using him too much. He did look okay in this game, but damn. Penalties kind of ruined this game for us. Darnell Wright and Jonah Jackson just kept giving up penalty after penalty after penalty. We had a bullshit pass interference and a bullshit hold. But other than that, we had like some just plain fucking stupid penalties. Just stupid penalties that just cost us the game. It was a close game against a team that kind of lost to themselves. The Vikings were constantly giving up sacks to this our defensive line played their asses off just to lose, pretty much. Our defense played pretty well, despite us being down at one point. It was only 2 corners, but then we lost our like 4th string corner. So then we were down to our 5th, 6th, 7th string corners, and it's just like, all right. And then Tyree Stevenson being the only starting corner, it was like, all right, well, I guess. Oh, and then Justin Jefferson all of a sudden gets a touchdown drive. Like, shit. Like, what are we supposed like? Those guys got to get healthy because we need them to win us some games. We even had a pick 6. That was pretty huge. And then that same guy got hurt. Yeah, Caleb, great start overall. Stat sheet had a great stat sheet at the end of the game, but missed in some crucial moments, which I'll talk about later. Yeah, it's just frustrating to watch. It was just frustrating to watch because Ben looked like a genius in the first half, and then I guess the offense just stagnated. He just stagnated in the third quarter, and then just fell like nothing happened in the fourth until it was too late. Like it just looked like a different team in the second half. And then Caleb did something that I'm tired of him doing, honestly, which is not showing up until the game's almost too late or too late. But Caleb didn't even like choke that badly. He kind of had like a drive that should have been a game winner if Cairo Santos, or at least tied the game going into overtime, if Cairo Santos made his field goal earlier. But he didn't. So then we were in this situation where we have to score twice. It sucks. But I'm going to talk about some things that Caleb didn't do. Some overthrown passes by Caleb. Just not seeing wide open targets. That happened at the beginning of the game. We'd go for a check down when there was like Roma Dunze down the field. It just makes me worry about Caleb. I don't know. I don't want this to become a consistent thing because last year his throwing was inconsistent. It was more inconsistent in a different way where he just didn't have time. But now he's just throwing these awful passes to nobody. He had a pass that just completely got away from Rome. He had a pass that just went to the fucking stands at one point. He had a really bad intentional grounding in that game. Like, he had a pass that I think Van Ginkel is his name, should have intercepted. And he should have went for 6. We were lucky he did not get like a half step closer to that ball. Also, Ben Johnson's playing calling felt a bit off, and the team chemistry felt bad. It felt like whenever we did anything too fancy, it just looked so sloppy. Like those weird plays that the Lions used to like to run last year that were kind of like a trickier play. Not really a trick play, but they were running these plays in the game where I think there was a play where like they fumbled and it had to be recovered, and it was like a 3rd down play, and I'm just like, what are we doing? Or we're just doing a weird check down in 4th down, and it's just like, why? Move the sticks. But yeah, I don't know. Caleb was inconsistent. We got too many penalties. Our O-line played well, it's just they penalized too much. Cairo Santos sucks. Ben Johnson looked a little suspect as a coach. Caleb Williams, unfortunately, looked very suspect that game. Like, that looked bad. I actually will say Caleb looked bad in the second half of that game, and we can't be having that. If I would rather, like, I don't know. I don't know if I can live with a quarterback that's that inconsistent. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt, because what we've seen that's great is great, you know? So, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Go Bears. Fuck me. Fucking kill it!